we are going to be doing a AA-BB hybrid schedule where Monday, or where there will be a group of students, half approximately, will be part of a group AA and part of the group will be B. You'll have students that'll be in person on 2 days, and then there will be a group of students that'll be remote, and then they flip-flop on those other 2 days. And then Wednesday being a day for the deep clean of the building, as well as an opportunity for teachers to plan, meet with their teams, as well as provide that feedback that's necessary for our students. As a reminder, there will be families that are opting their children out of in-person learning due to safety concerns. And so what we will be doing is we'll have a group of students that will be remote learning only, and that they will be following the work that we've been doing these last few months with our remote learning plan. As a reminder, there will be 2 designated groups of teachers. One group will be designated for teaching our hybrid students, so that mix of hybrid and remote days. And then you have a group of teachers who will be designated specifically for remote learning only. And that will allow the flexibility for the work that they have to do. And as we've been working with other districts and talking to them, they've said absolutely do not require the people that are doing hybrid learning to teach those students that are all remote. It's not good for the teachers, and they're overwhelmed and they cannot keep up with what's going on with the remote. So just to give you a heads up, we'll have those 2 different groups, and we're getting good feedback from these schools that have come back in person.
Great.
So just to give you guys a few little bits of what we've been working on. First, we've been meeting with a cohort of early childhood through 12th grade principals and district leaders to review daily hybrid learning plans from our neighboring districts. So we've reviewed plans from all of our Wyandotte County schools, as well as Olathe, Blue Valley, Shawnee Mission, and Topeka. They were been very helpful as questions have come up in our cohort meetings. I've been able to reach out to their assistant superintendents and their superintendents to get their feedback. And they are willing to share the good, the bad, the ugly with us as they've gotten into this work. And so what we've been doing is taking what they're giving us and really helping hone in on what is going to work for us in KCKPS. We don't want to rush to try to put a plan together, even though we know we've got to get kids in. But since a lot of these folks just started in October, we can use their information to help us better our plan, knowing that we have a little bit more time before kids come. So based on what we're learning from these districts is that they really are telling us one of their major concerns is not to do simultaneous teaching, meaning when those hybrid learning teachers are working, that they will have students that are dedicated that day to some remote learning. They said, don't require your teachers to be teaching that remote learning, those remote learning students the same day that they have those in person, even though they are teaching both groups. They said it's just, they can't keep up with trying to manage the class as well as kids are trying to get on. And then parents are calling the school and saying, hey, my kid's trying to get on, but the teacher's not letting them in, or kids will say, I can't hear you. And so we want to make sure that we are not putting the teachers in that so they can really focus really in-depthly with those students that are in person. One thing they did say, though, is what they can do and what they've been working with their teachers on is doing a daily check-in in the morning and a daily check-in in the afternoon to just get kids started in the morning and get them up to speed on what they're going to do throughout the day, and then do a check-in in the afternoon just to make sure that they're doing okay with what they've been given. So as we continue to move forward with our remote learning and our hybrid learning, is we know that we have to continue to focus our curricula on those priority standards. We completed our first round of work getting ready for remote learning back in the summer and in August. Well, what we're realizing is it's still too much. And so we've been hearing from our teachers, our principals, and just they said it's just too much for us to try to teach all these things. What can we do? And so what we're going to do in our department is really focus the standards even more and say, if we're going to do anything, these are the ones we have to hit hard on, and we can do some interventions around those. Finally, in all honesty, we're hitting some difficulties when it comes to the health department regulations. Currently, Wyandotte County Health Department is requiring that we cohort students at all levels. At elementary, it's easier because the kids stay pretty much in one setting and they only have to have a different teacher every once in a while, but the teachers can rotate throughout the day. They are not allowing students to transition throughout the day. And so students are in the same room and then adults can transition. The reason it's so difficult at the high school and sometimes the middle school levels is you may have a homeroom class of about 30 students. We wouldn't have that many students during COVID, hopefully. But when you have a homeroom with that many students, essentially you could have 30 different schedules. And so how do you cohort students based on their schedules? And so what we're really trying to do is figure out, is there another possibility? And so I'm giving you all a heads up with the AABB. It may look a little different as we start getting things a little more solidified than AABB, but we're working through those plans currently. So I just wanted to give you that heads up. So that's where we are with our teaching and learning. December 1st, we'll meet again and we'll bring this up to you again, and hopefully we'll have a few more of those details ironed out.